Example 2. A 3/4 inch drill bit is too large for a job, and an 11/16 bit is too small. What size should be tried next? All right, so we got 2 fractional drill bits, and if you ever work with drill bits, that's how they come. There's like a 1 inch, a 2 inch, and 3 inch. I'm sure those exist, but typically people work in the fractional units for drill bits more often than not. So we're trying to find a between 2 fractions number here. And the only way to compare fractions ever is to have a common denominator. So if I take a look at my 3/4 inch bit compared to my 11/16 inch bit. What's the common denominator of 4 and 16?
4.
Not 4, 16. We always go bigger, right?
Oh,
So we can make the smaller number bigger, but we don't, unless it reduces. All right. If this had, let's say, Ashton, let's say it said 12/16, right? Then we could say we can reduce it.
I thought you asked like what was like multiplied. I said 4.
No. Oh yeah, we multiply by 4. Yeah. So I'm going to do times 4 times 4. That gets me 12/16 of an inch. We have 11/16 of an inch. Now the way fractions work, if we're dealing with regular normal fractions, is we have an integer over an integer. Okay, so we have to find something between 11 and 12/16, which would be 11.5/16, right? But we don't want to have a half in our fraction. So the next thing I would do, since there's no gap between these two, if this said 11/16 and this said, let's say 14/16, then I've got a couple choices between there, right? But there's no gap between 11 and 12 that has an integer to it. So then I want to increase the size of both top and bottom to get a gap. So if I just double, typically drill bits, if you're dealing with standard units, they go by quarters, eighths, 16ths, 32nds, 64ths, just every time double it. Double the bottom, double the top. So that gets me, the 3/4 inch bit is actually 24/32 of an inch. And this is 22/32 of an inch. And now we can see that there is a gap between those. So halfway between 22/32 and 24/32 is 23/32. So in general, when you're working with drill bits, if there's no gap, you get them the same denominator, no gap, you got to double the top and bottom to create a gap.
Just saying, like if you are doing something with drill bits, you usually just like if that one doesn't work and that one doesn't work, you usually just grab the one that looks less than the other.
Yeah, I mean, obviously.
You don't do math. You don't
No.
take out a sheet of paper.
I'll agree with that, but when you're getting to more precise things, so, you know, if you're like working with like really intricate electronics and stuff like that, a specific size is necessary. So, you know, if you're designing it, let's say, then you would be doing the math in order to design it properly to make sure you have the proper size. So, again, that's how you find an in-between 2 fractions number.